Hi guys, hi again, it's your girl Laika, and as usual I'm here to provide you with the latest information on immigration, visas, work opportunities abroad, studying opportunities abroad, scholarships and everything, you name it. So today I would like us to speak about Singapore. Have you ever thought about migrating to Singapore? What do you think? I've got loads of information on Singapore, how you can migrate there. You don't have to be married to someone from Singapore for you to be able to go there. You can go in as a person who's interested in work, and I'm going to give you the information on how you can find this work and just everything about Singapore. Singapore is a very, very beautiful place. It's one of the biggest ports in the world. It's a first world place and it's just amazing. And if you want to go to one of the safest places in the world, then Singapore is one of the places you would be thinking of. So let's get right into it and look into Singapore as a place where a foreign worker might be wanting to relocate to.
This is Laika's new life.
Before we go very far, did you know that if you're caught with drugs in Singapore, the punishment is death? Yeah, you don't want to be going to Singapore with drugs. So let's look at Singapore as a whole, like as a whole package that you would be looking at when you're interested in going there. So see now with COVID, many countries have been losing workers, like people have been leaving and going back home. Well, it's understandable because of the danger of COVID and all that. So the economies sort of like went wah wah wah, and there's a problem with the work balance, the workload balance, where people are finding that they don't have enough employees because the ones they had left, and the ones who are remaining probably don't want to do the same job that they did before. So now, after things are opening up, Singapore is one of the places that's also opening up and encouraging people to come in and take up these jobs that not many people are willing to do, or even if they are, just as long as you're qualified, I would encourage you to look into Singapore as a place that you would want to migrate to. So now that COVID is lifting, people are being welcomed back, and there are industries like construction, like in the marine, because they have a very big port. So if you've worked in those sort of areas, this would be of interest to you. And not just that, but then there's also the whole wider angle when you look at a job. For example, if it's healthcare, you have the other parts of it that are related. Like it's all a huge industry. When it's an industry, it's not just one job, it's the whole thing. If you work in insurance, if you're HR, all that. So there are different types of visas that you would be looking at if you're looking to go to Singapore, and I'm going to explain to you how all of them work, what they mean, and how you can be eligible for which one. The first one is the employment pass. You have to earn a minimum of $4,500 for the job that you're going to do in Singapore. It's mostly for managers, for people with high qualifications, and probably if you're entry level, this is not for you. The second one is the entry pass for people who are interested in starting a business in Singapore. Then we have the personalized employment pass. This one is a higher ranking, like it gives them more flexibility, but it's still for those people with those very high qualifications. We then come to the skilled and the semi-skilled workers, where is most of us, like this is where we would be lying. There's the S pass, where you have to earn about $2,500 for you to qualify for that. And then there's an assessment criteria that you have to pass. And then we have the work permit. This one doesn't have a minimum, but then for you to get it again, there's that eligibility criteria that you have to go through. Now, the good news is for Singapore, there's this online assessment test that you can do. If you pass that, if you get to 90%, then there's a very, very good chance that you're going to get your work permit or your visa, and you're going to be well on your way to Singapore. The work permit is most likely given to workers in construction, marine, and manufacturing. Now remember, I said when it's an industry, it doesn't just mean that word construction, marine. It means all the things that are included in that, you know, like it's a whole industry with many different jobs. So when you're applying for a job, don't be looking at it, because you can be a chef who's working in the marine. You see, like that's what I mean. I hope that's understandable. Singapore also gives passes to trainees, and they're called, like, there's the training work pass and there's the training work permit. And if you're going there under the S pass or the E pass and you have dependents, they can also get a pass called the dependents pass. There's also the long-term dependent pass. It's just different, but there's different routes that you can get to go there with your family if you qualify, or by yourself, you know, and then you go prepare and then you can bring your family in later. There's also a work permit for performing artists, and also a miscellaneous work pass for journalists who are going there for a period of less than 60 days. One thing that I found very interesting with Singapore is, just like Canada, because, you know, Canada, we have that job bank website where we are always searching for work and applying. Singapore also has the same. So when you want to work in Singapore, you have to get onto LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster, apply for jobs. Okay, apply for jobs and see which one the employer gets back to you for. Now, there's one very interesting thing that I'm going to tell you. Singapore has a 2-week rule. They have to announce the job to Singaporeans in their country, and if no one is eligible for a period of 2 weeks, then it's open to the whole world. Like, anyone can apply from any nationality. This is very interesting because it's a case for most countries. The employer cannot bring in a foreign worker without proving to their government that they didn't have someone in the country who can do that. So if you see a job that's been announced for more than 2 weeks, you go and apply for it. Sometimes you can say, oh, it says no PR, you know, like permanent residents, or no Singaporeans can apply. The HR cannot go and edit everything. You know, they can't go back to where they posted the jobs, because sometimes they post to very many websites. They can't go back and edit after the 2 weeks. So you can apply, see who gets back to you. Now remember to make every application quality rather than quantity. Make sure every application that you put out stands a chance to win. Now, I can't repeat what I said in another video because I already have a video that speaks about how to get a job offer from an employer, and it applies to many countries. When you're applying for jobs, you have to really know how to sell yourself. So once you've applied, what's the next process that the employer does from Singapore? They're the ones who go and apply for the work permit for you, or for the E-Pass or for the S-Pass. They pay a small fee and then they're able to bring you in. As of 1st February 2022, you cannot enter Singapore on a work permit without being fully vaccinated for COVID. So that's something that you need to think about as you're applying for jobs to Singapore. You need to think about your vaccination, start getting that, and then keep applying. Also have your passport ready. So how does your employer go about getting your work permit? They go online, they apply for the work permit. Each pass costs them around $35. And then after they've applied, the result will take about a week. They'll get the result, they'll get the card, and then they'll prepare for you to arrive, because you'll go and do your fingerprints and all that, and then you'll be on your way to Singapore to work. Another way for you to get a job in Singapore is by using recruiters who are already in Singapore and they already bring in foreign workers. So you would go into a page like Michael Page, you would set up a profile, and then you'd be in control of your profile, or you can let them actually control it for you. I haven't signed up myself, I don't know how it works. And then let me show you how this website, My Careers Future, looks like, so that you're able to also go and sift through and look at the jobs. Okay, so I'm going to go into this website here. I've typed in Job Central Singapore, and I'm going to click into the first one there. It's taking me to jobcentral.com.sg for Singapore. So I have the option to upload my resume, or I can build my resume. This is where I can find jobs. And as you see, there are different ones. That's how the website looks like. If I delete that, So previously I had typed in marketing, but I want to look for a different type of job. For example, driver. And then I'll click on find jobs here. So I've got different ones here. There's this one that was posted 30 days ago, 23 days ago. And like I said, if you see a job that's been posted for more than 2 weeks, then go for it. Because there's a chance that the person who posted the application can't find the right person within their country. So the salary here needs to agree with the amount of money that's the cutoff for me to get an S pass. So here, personal driver, 2,500 to 3,000 Singaporean dollars. So let me look at that. As you can see, it's responsible for providing chauffeuring services to director and family members. So if I was a driver, I'll be looking to apply to that. Fit and well with good eyesight. Minimum 2 years of related experience as personal or family driver. So if you've been an Uber driver or if you've been driving people around, then you can apply for that. Yeah, so let's see what it does when we say apply now. I have to start details, so I'll put in my name, last name, email, phone number, my code, and then country of residence. I'll choose a different one. So like here, I'll go to Kenya, and then work permit, I'll say foreigner, need to apply permit. And then preferred job type, salary expectation. So you'll put in the 2,500 because that's the minimum that you can be paid when you're going in as a foreigner. Then I'll create my password, I'll register and apply. I hope you've understood that. And then I'm going to show you so if I apply for the job here and I get it, the employer then has to take that vacancy and post it on the official Singaporean website, which is Careers Future. Singapore. So this is the official website that's owned by the government of Singapore. The employer has to post the job here to promote equal employment, so that if anyone in Singapore can apply for the job, they still will have a chance to apply for it. It has to stay here for 2 weeks, and if they don't find someone, then they've got the capability to apply for a work permit for you. So the reason I can't log in here is because I'll need something called an S pass, a Singapass, Singapass. So this is in maintenance, and then you can have an app on your phone that you scan and log in here. It's only available to permanent residents in Singapore and those who already have a work permit. Yeah, so this is the official website. It's not like Job Bank that you can just log in, but they have it. So if for people in Singapore, they can log in here and find jobs that they can do. So as you can see, there's waiter jobs, nurse jobs, primary education teacher, chef, software developers. Remember, you can't give up if you're looking for work. I'm going to show you another website that I can use to. So Indeed.com Singapore, and then I would go there, and as you can see, driver again, there's different jobs here. This was posted 30+ days ago. Let me see what it says, and I say to apply on company site, and here we go. That's the company. It was listed on, oh no, this is an old one. Yeah, I'll just go back and see if I can find a different one. And so this was posted 10 days ago. They need someone who's hardworking, reliable. And if I say apply now, I just need to put in my name, phone number, email, and change the country. I'm always hoping that Kenya is there, and there we are. And then I can continue. So yeah, that's what you do. You search until you find the job that you're interested in applying for. Post your resume, have a very good resume and cover letter just in case it's needed. And then as you can see, there are many jobs on these websites. Another one is Monster. Another way to find is through the fairs that the Singaporean government promotes anyway. So they teach you how to do your resume, different career advice, just to improve your chances of getting a job. If you're interested in working in Singapore, there you go. If it's a job that requires you to lift things, you have to make sure that you're strong enough to be able to do it. Don't go there and start messing around. Now, can you work for different employers when you're in Singapore? No, you have to work for the one who took you there. So you have to be within the limits of the work permit that took you there. So you can't like take a part-time job. When it comes to working abroad, all you need to do is convince the employer that you are a valuable addition to their company. Don't feel like you don't have the confidence. Don't feel like you're not worth it. Yes, you are, and you can get the job. You never know where your luck lies. So get online, apply for jobs to Singapore if that's where you're interested in going, and keep on looking for updates. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you like my content, because I'm going to be covering way more countries, and we can all achieve our dream of working abroad, studying abroad, whatever it is that you want to do. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.